but we don't breathe properly. Our posture is not great because we're bent over a lot of the time, whether we're working, standing, sitting. You're only breathing into the top parts of your lungs.
The only good side.
Ooh,
Directly
this is some setup.
like that there. You keep it clean here, Laura. All right, we know what you like.
I'll do my best.
Is there anything you want to get out of your system before we start here? I don't relax until I've achieved it.
How do you live with that?
A great difficulty.
So my name's Laura. I'm very obviously a yoga teacher. There's hundreds of different types of yoga. The yoga that I teach is hatha yoga, so it is breath led. So you're moving on an inhale, on an exhale,
Okay.
but at a slower pace. So I like to explain hatha yoga as a slow flow. So you're moving with the breath. As human beings, we are living in fight or flight. Like everything's go, 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 fast, fast, fast. And you can't breathe in that state. That yoga is doing something to me. Like I am just calmer, like more centered. I'm less reactive. I couldn't understand why. Like you can't compare it to anything else. It's literally like you're pouring your heart onto that page and you can let it go or let some of it go maybe. Yoga is a wee way to kind of release that.
Yeah.
Bit
And
by
what you
bit.
did was you pulled the
What
cap
I
clean
did that
off
day
it.
was like,
You dropped a couple of Mentos in. Well, thank you very much, folks.
thank you.
Cheers.
Cheers.
How'd that go?
That was good.
Yeah.
That was good crack.
Are we good to go now? You're really messing about with the whole flow of this.
I'm not. Go.
So, for those who don't know, we have Laura Gilligan with us today, who is Yogi Diaries, and one half of Yogi Events. The
Better half, yeah.
Yeah. Can you tell the viewers a little bit about yourself, Laura?
So my name's Laura. I'm very obviously a yoga teacher. I am 38. Don't all gasp.
My word.
I have two young kids, two girls, Sophia and Lena, and my hobbies are yoga, reformer Pilates, Reacademy, Splash. Anything that gets me moving and helps my mental health, really. I just love all things calming, all things motivating. Wee bit of I suppose they're opposites, but just finding the balance in things.
It's good that you enjoy them, because that's 90% of what we're talking about today. Is,
Oh, good.
is your hobbies and interests. Any bother with the floods getting here?
Not too bad.
No. Wait, you're up Ballyronan direction, aren't you?
Ballymcguigan, so just, yeah.
Ballyronan. The lock's not coming in through your drive or anything?
There's a few of our back fields now, they look a wee bit like Splash. I was thinking of opening up a new business down there.
Yeah, it wouldn't be as clean up around Ballymcguigan.
I would say not.
So we've a few quick fire questions for you. Nothing too stressful.
Go
Don't be
for it.
panicking. Okay. Just whatever the honest answer is. Okay. No
Okay.
fibs. Okay.
Honesty.
So paddleboarding or kayaking?
Paddleboarding.
Paddleboarding. No question about that one.
Nope.
No. Hot or cold water?
Cold.
Cold.
100%.
Cold bath or cold shower as well? Are you into that, or just
Cold shower.
cold shower?
Yeah.
Finish with cold, or the whole thing's cold?
Finish with cold.
Finish with cold. I only finish with cold because my house is that cold. Whenever I get out, it feels a bit warmer. Are you an early bird or a night owl?
Night owl.
Night owl, See, I'm the same. Everybody, all these
People think yogis are early risers, but not me.
everybody else that come on to this was making me feel bad. I'd sit up all night, but try and drag me out of bed in the morning. Wetsuit or a swimming costume?
Swimming costume.
Fresh water or salt water?
Fresh.
Correct. Favorite food from Top Deck?
Oh, the chicken burgers.
Chicken burgers.
100%.
What about the brunch menu?
Brunch menu. What I like off the brunch menu?
Yeah.
Oh, the granola bowls.
Granola
No,
bowls.
shakshuka.
I'm glad you said it.
Oh, no.
Can you spell shakshuka for us?
SHAKSHOUKA.
Look at that.
I've written that down a few times.
Well done. Straight off the bat. And your favourite activity at Splash?
Oh, it has to be the sauna. Has to
Sauna.
be. Oh, 100%.
You prefer the hot over the cold?
I like the contrast. And it's the same as everything in my life. I love the contrast, like the really cold, really hot. It's like hot chocolate fudge cake and ice cream. Like I love that combo.
You like a wee bit
or
of
like
controversy, do you?
hammering your life away at Reacademy 1 minute and then doing a nice namaste yoga flow the next.
This
My life is all about balance. It's all about the two extremities meeting in the middle.
This whole Splash thing's turned into a big Reacademy promotion. Everybody's mentioning Re. It's a good job.
well,
It's a good job, Keith.
He's
Biggers
paying
never
me to
coming
do
on.
this. I'm getting a year's free membership for it. So
Somebody would need to. So we're going to chat to you a little bit about your philosophy on yoga. you know, what it means to you, some of your events that you've had, whether it be here or elsewhere, and why people should take up the yoga life, you know, take to the mat. So we're going to start off. Yoga is obviously all about balance. No?
Well, not necessarily.
Okay.
I mean, it brings balance into my life.
Right.
Because my life's chaotic. It's
and
mad.
you mean actual physical balance, trying to get into some of them poses?
Yeah, well, there's a bit of that too, but not always. I could teach a full yoga flow without having any balance and poses in it. It just depends who you're teaching, what you want to teach that night, what the peak pose is. Like there's hundreds of millions of different sequences that you can teach. But yeah, there's an element of balance in it, whether it's a balancing pose or just balancing out the chaotic.
Is there a yoga pose that you secretly avoid in every single class? Downward facing dog. I have a love-hate relationship with it. And a yoga teacher told me one time, like, you always avoid what you need the most. So once I heard that, I was like, okay, my hips will be really tight. Like, you're going to make
downward dog. I avoid that because I just find it really hard. Like, do we not all avoid things that we find really hard in the grand scheme of things anyway?
I've never found anything difficult in my life.
Have you not? Well, that doesn't surprise me actually about you, but
no, that's why I don't go to Ray Academy.
Mere humans who find things hard.
So tell us about Yogi Diaries. What does it mean to live life off a yoga mat?
Are you talking about the actual Yogi Diary that I have, like the diary?
You actually have a diary. Is this where the whole idea came from?
Not really. So it's a bit of a long story. So the Yogi Diaries name came from me coming out of my yoga teacher training, and I was wanting to share my experiences as a yogi, like going to other events, going to yoga classes, and basically just showing people what that entailed. Because when I came into the yoga world, I kind of fell upon it accidentally, almost. And before that, I would have had this idea of yoga being for, well, not for me, let's just put it that way. Like it was always for somebody else, or like I wasn't flexible enough, or, you know, I wasn't calm enough, or I didn't have the time for it, if you know what I mean. So when I fell into the yoga world, I got a new perspective of what it actually was. So to me, it brought calmness and clarity and focus and balance. Whereas from the outside looking in, before I went to a yoga class, I just thought, oh, that's just like namaste. That's for people who are already calm, who already have flexibility, who already have balance in their life. And that totally wasn't the case.
Yeah.
So I decided, well, I'm going to go and do my yoga teacher training. And I did that.
Without doing yoga, you said, I'm going to be a teacher.
Well, no. This was like later on. But
okay.
I did the teacher training, and then after the teacher training, I decided I'm going to do a wee page just to show people what yoga is, like what it really is, because I had no idea what it was until I actually started it. Even though you hear lots and you see lots on social media, you know, some of those poses that you see with the ankle behind the head and all that would be enough to put you off.
Yeah.
It definitely was for me. But whenever I realised what it actually was and how like it helped me, I thought more people need to know about this. Mm-hmm. So I started the page and started going to like there's never anything around here. It was always Belfast. You're always travelling like far and wide for these events, which will bring me back to why we're doing the events here later on. But then I decided I'm going to do my yoga teacher training because there's more to it. Like it's changed my life and I need to know why or how this has happened. So did the yoga teacher training, and then Yogi Diaries turned into a page for me advertising my yoga classes. And then I had a eureka moment one day when I was like, yoga is on the mat is only one limb of yoga. There's 8 limbs of yoga. So you think about there's 8 other aspects of yoga, and they're known as yoga off the mat. So it's all about living the yogi life. Living the yogi life isn't about throwing your mat around your shoulder, going to that yoga class, and then that's you done. It's so much more than that.
Your whole life is based around yoga.
Well,
to a degree.
I would love to say that it is, but no, it's not, because
there seems to be a lot of cappuccinos.
There's a lot of cappuccinos.
Few lattes.
There's a lot of coffee.
Yeah.
But you know what? I only drink 1 coffee a day.
No, you don't.
I do. I have 1 coffee a day, but it needs to be a really good one.
I'm not going to call you a liar in front of everyone, but
I have 1 coffee a day, and it's always before 11 o'clock, unless it's up here at Top Deck because coffee's class.
Right. Okay. Fair enough.
And I haven't had a coffee today until this one. So no, it's all the truth.
We're starting a tracker, like, because every time I go on the Instagram, your face is there and you've coffee in your hand.
1 a day. I'm telling you now. I don't drink coffee at home. I always have a coffee like
out and about.
Out and about. Ground.
Where's the best coffee?
Ground and Slims, hard to beat.
Where if you 1 coffee the rest of your life, is it Ground or Slims?
Oh, Slims, I think.
Slims. You're
Yeah.
big into this too,
It
John,
doesn't
aren't
open
you?
until 10 o'clock though, so you really,
Slims is comfort. I think ground is like great coffee.
yeah.
Is it your favorite? Is it your favorite in Mackerfeld?
Best coffee in Marfeld's ground, and the most comfortable cup of coffee is Slims.
Slims doesn't open at 10 o'clock though, so I'm like half past
Doesn't
9
it?
after the school run. I need to get the coffee in. No,
Anyway, we'll get back on topic, will we? We keep getting distracted
that's
today.
me. I do that.
Yeah. I don't even know where we were. Yogi
Well, we were
Diaries.
talking about
Yes,
the Yogi Diaries.
Yes. And you were talking about the 8 aspects of it.
Yes.
So, there's
So
a bit on the mat which everybody knows is yoga.
yoga on the mat.
Okay.
So I decided I need to let people know what this yoga off the mat entails. And it's really just about trying to be a good person. It's about integrity, it's about honesty, not lying about how many coffees of coffee you have in the day. But it's about so much more than on the mat. Now, most people, I would say all people, start yoga on the mat. Like they'll roll their mat out, they'll do the movement. But I very quickly learned that even yoga on the mat is so much more than the movement. So about 4 months into my practice, let's just put it this way, I realised on a drive home, and I have a bad memory, but I remember the drive home and I remember thinking, that yoga is doing something to me. Like I am just calmer, like more centred, I'm less reactive. I couldn't understand why. Like it was so much more than just moving your body. It was about focusing on yourself, centering your own energy and being like living in the moment as well. So yeah, we could talk all day about all the other aspects of yoga. I developed a diary to help people live the yogi life off the mat, was really on the front cover. And I did it, I think it was maybe for a 3-month session, and then we had people come on to the WhatsApp groups and like ask questions and like built a wee community. Now I'm ashamed to say I didn't do it last year because life just got really, really busy and I didn't do it, but I do have one in motion now for January. So
Sometimes it does just get a bit busy.
it's mental. Life is just, I think with the events here as well, things have just took off.
Yeah.
So
Oh, you're flying. I
it's
see you
good.
everywhere, like.
Yeah, well, not everywhere. I mean
on socials.
I do my own classes here. Nulla's in Hot Yoga Cookstown now, and then we join forces to run the events here because the numbers most of the time are really, really big. So it's nice to have that other person there to catch you if you need it.
Yeah, of course.
And then we've got an employee and he doesn't ask for any wages at all. He's unreal. His name's Michael, and he will just go above and beyond and do anything for you that you want. He doesn't even ask for pay. It's class.
Yeah, we'll discuss
need a
that
few.
off camera.
I need a few more then.
You're an absolute delight to work with. You know, it's nice to work with somebody who knows exactly what they want, whether or not we can deliver that.
Well, that's one thing I do know.
Delivering perfection. Delivering perfection. That's it. If you want to go to an event that is perfectly organised, go to a yoga event.
Thank you.
There we are. So Splash then, obviously you've been running events here. Yeah, the yoga brunches, yoga and brunch, two peas in a pod.
Yeah, well, we're not reinventing the wheel here by any stretch of the imagination. People have been doing yoga brunches forever. When I first met Nuala, it was through the Yogi Diary because she bought a diary and came on board with that. That was how I met her. She was already running yoga brunches in number 47 in Cookstown. She's now doing Pomeroy Forest, lots of different locations. And I hadn't really stepped into that side of things because I was just enjoying doing the classes so much.
Yeah.
And
Your own
she
wee
said to me,
community as such.
that's it.
Yeah.
And it was Nuala who said to me that day, like, you need to look for a venue like that you're gonna do these yogi brunches in. And I actually did approach Slims because they opened that Mackerfelt branch with a yoga event. And I thought, well, that's how they opened. They did a yoga event that morning and then that was their opening ceremony, so to speak. So I approached them and that was going to be a goer. And then I went to Rampage with Ray Academy. I'm getting a lot of money each time I plug this. And I was injured that day, and then that was whenever I met you.
Yeah.
Because you probably have a lot to do with why this is all happening too. And you said to me that day, when are you coming up to Splash to do yoga? And I was like in agony with this hip, like completely out. we're splashing. How am I going to do yoga? Or where do we do the yoga at? And that was where Yogi Vents, well, not Yogi Vents was born. That was where this event was born. Because then I touched base with you and I came here and seen the place and I was like, this is my venue. This is the Yogi Brunch. Yeah. But it was just so much more than that, because obviously I have been cold water dipping since 2020. I got into it whenever I was doing my teacher training, and anybody that was doing the training were mad on this Wim Hof breathing and the Wim Hof technique, and I have been doing it since then. So when I seen the lake, I was like, oh.
I remember the first day you come up to here.
This is it. I was in awe. And do you know what? Our clients, when they come in, you always know who the first time clients are. You'll just know from the system. And I just love watching them come around that corner. Like, that's my favourite thing to do in the morning when they come in. It's like, it just takes your breath away when you haven't been here before. It still does take my breath away.
We get a lot of people, even from like within Mid-Ulster, who go, I'd never even heard of this place.
Yeah.
Whenever this building first opened, we were actively looking for people. You were on the list, and then we happened to run into you at Rampage.
You let me wreck myself first.
That's the woman that's coming to us. And the same with Hannah that does the Wim Hof.
Yes.
I signed up and went to one of her Wim Hof classes.
It's amazing.
But you didn't get any one-to-one time with her, apart from when you're in the ice bath.
Yeah.
So I jumped into the ice bath. I went, how's it going? I have a venue you need to come and see. So I got speaking to her afterwards, and she agreed to come down. She's only from Draperstown.
Yeah.
And she called up, and same thing, and she ran a few classes up here, but I think she's in France or Amsterdam.
Yeah, she's only from Draperstown, but she's Miss Worldwide, because every time you go onto her Instagram, she's in a different part of the world.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Hard to beat somebody from Ballymacguigan, like.
Well, I'm not going too far in the near future, but once the wains are up, you might not see me.
There must be a few more hen-dos. Never seen as many people.
So many hen-dos this year. Hen-dos took over my life and weddings there. My best friend got married this year, and it was just...
Who's your best friend?
Michelle.
Shout out to Michelle there.
Shout out to Michelle Flanagan McGee. Congratulations, so glad it's over.
We're way off topic again now, Laura. What are you doing here?
Me?
Well, you've already answered the next question. How does the natural environment at Splash enhance the yoga experience? But you've already spoke about it. You've said about the water being here, and obviously this building here, the branch facilities are all there as well. So we'll move on to the next one then. For somebody brand new to yoga, so the likes of myself, and you talk about putting your foot up behind your head, that's how I picture it. Well, not so much now that I've seen what you guys do, but that's exactly how I picture it. But like, you were playing football and camogie and everything from no age. It's quite a different sort of area from where you are now. They tie together, because you've done events with camogie girls and Gaelic girls and stuff like that as well.
we have had about 5 or 6 teams up here now, and I think they're starting to realise, well, they obviously know the recovery benefits from being in the cold water and then doing the sauna, but the mobility before it just adds that extra wee bit of, je ne sais quoi.
Can you spell that one?
Don't even ask, I don't know. But yeah, the mobility for athletes is huge at the minute. Like, even we were in High Rocks last weekend, and the yoga that was going on behind the scenes before they were starting was unbelievable. I couldn't believe it. I was just expecting everybody to be down there, like, on their bikes. Like, there was girls beside me doing sun salutations for their warm-up for High Rocks. Like, yoga is a big thing, and I think you have to be nearly in the world to understand the benefits of it. But like you say, it is so toxic how it is advertised, and like mainstream yoga, it's just like, it's so toxic. Like, you need to be able to you need to be able to do splits, and you need to be able to do all of these things, and you really don't. Like, it's about calming your mind first and foremost, centering your breath, and just moving, like just flowing. It's nearly like a meditative state that you get into when you start yoga.
So somebody brand new coming into this,
what
are they doing in their first class? Are they having a cappuccino?
They're definitely not having a cappuccino. Not before, anyway.
So where are they at on this?
So
you're not going to put them into the downward facing dog in their first 10 minutes.
No. And probably maybe not for the first 10 classes either, because you know how much I hate them.
they're just not doing it, that's it.
They are coming in and they are doing breath work. That word breath work can put people off immediately, because they just think, oh, what is this?
But it's massive at the minute. Everybody's into their breath work.
Breath work's huge, but when you think about it, we don't breathe how we're supposed to breathe anymore. Actually, we don't.
Having spoken to Amanda Brennan half an hour ago, we've already had a lesson on it recently.
Oh, have you?
To breathe, yeah.
Right, okay. Well, so you're new to the breathing world here. You've just learned how to breathe.
Yeah.
But we don't breathe properly. Our posture is not great, because we're bent over a lot of the time, whether we're working, standing, sitting. You're only breathing into the top parts of your lungs. So what I do in the first class is I get everybody to lie down on their backs and start to take the breath in through the nose and out through their mouth. Yoga, you're supposed to breathe in through your nose and out through your nose the whole time. But that
No
takes
mouth at
a
all?
wee bit, no mouth breathing.
I die.
But that takes a wee bit of time to overcome.
Yeah.
And
It's
I
almost
also-
like you're trying to like inflate a balloon down in your stomach sort of
Yeah.
thing, isn't it?
Yeah, like,
Thanks, Amanda.
well done, Amanda. Yeah, I think we, as human beings, we are living in fight or flight. Like everything's go, 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 fast, fast, fast. And you can't breathe in that state.
Yeah.
So people coming in first class, lie down, I'll cue the breath. So there might be like a breathe in for 5, a hold for 2, a breathe out for 6. Just elongating the exhale, and then that allows the body to slowly come into that state of rest and digest. It's as simple as that. It's just paying attention. I'll always say anchor your awareness on your breath and just follow the breath from the base of the inhale to the top, then hold, which is so uncomfortable for people because what do you do whenever you're in a state of panic? You hold your breath. So what we're doing there is we're retraining the body that actually we're in control. We're taking these short pauses and then we're slowly exhaling. So that trains the body then to come back into that rest and digest. So before you even start moving in my class, I have you in a state of, okay, we're safe, it's good.
So the people would normally perceive that yoga is physical fitness, but it's mental massive, or is a massive part of it as well, isn't it?
You can use yoga for physical fitness. So Yogi Nula is a prime example. She's an Ashtanga yogi, like sun salutations all day, every day. She loves
for
it.
the people, you know, obviously I know exactly what that is, but for the viewers that maybe don't know what them big words mean.
So there's hundreds of different types of yoga. The yoga that I teach is Hatha yoga. So it is breath led. So you're moving on an inhale, on an exhale,
Okay.
but at a slower pace. So I like to explain Hatha yoga as a slow flow. So you're moving with the breath. You're moving with the breath with vinyasa as well, but it's literally inhale,
I can't tell if
rise.
she's making these words up or not.
I'm not,
If she's
I'm
winding
not.
me up.
Vinyasa, Ashtanga, quite similar.
Right, okay.
Sun salutations.
Alexa, what?
It's really quick. No, not Nula, you need. But yeah, there's loads of different, there's yin yoga where that's holding poses for maybe up to 3 minutes, but you're supported, like it's a lovely, lovely restorative yoga where you're supported with bolsters and straps, and I'm going to say it's comfortable, but actually you're really working deep into a particular muscle and you're really breathing deep into that muscle. So yeah, there's yin yoga. There's so many different types of yoga, but I teach Hatha, slow flow. Yogi Nula teaches Vinyasa, Ashtanga.
So where does the journaling then? Where does that tie into the whole thing?
Well, the journaling, like I've always journaled I've not always journaled, but I've always journaled since I started my yoga teacher training because they encourage you to journal about your yoga and like feelings that you're having.
It's keeping a diary and...
Not so
What
much.
is
To me, a
journaling?
diary's like, okay, I have to go here, I have to do this, I have to, it's like
No,
scheduling.
I'm thinking like a diary that you put under your bed.
Well,
when
like
you're
Dear Diary.
Aye, when you're a
I never
7-year-old
did
girl.
that, but like knock yourself out.
Yeah, but that's obviously
Amy,
not
look for
journaling.
that diary, please. We need
You look
notes.
deep.
So the journaling is more, for me anyway, is more to do with writing down how you're feeling and connecting to yourself. So we'll do that at the start of a yoga class as well. So I'll cue, okay, so check in with yourself, check in with your feelings, notice how you're feeling today. Because how often do you just get out of bed, autopilot, brush your teeth, like you're out the door, everything just happens so quickly in life now because we're all so busy. But journaling's about taking that time to just sit, take a step back, notice how you're feeling, come in tune with your feelings, and you can do that on the mat too. Just noticing. It's not about connecting to the stories. So if you're having a bad day and you're feeling awful, it's not about why am I feeling awful and going to those stories. It's about, okay, well, I'm acknowledging the fact that I'm not feeling great today. Like, what can I do to change that, or what can I do to make my day better?
Yeah, it's the small steps.
And if you start your day with that, like, generally speaking, your day will go really well. It's like you get out of bed, you stub your toe, and then everything goes awful the rest of that day because you've let that energy in. You've been like, okay, I've stubbed my toe, I'm having
Just
a
get
bad
back
day.
into bed.
And you just,
Try again.
get out the other side.
Yeah.
But yeah, the journaling for me, I don't do it half as much as I should, but for me, it's just about connecting to your feelings and offloading, writing it down. I think that science of pen and paper and offloading is like, you can't compare it to anything else. It's literally like you're pouring your heart onto that page and you can let it go, or let some of it go maybe.
And so you're working on it small steps at a time. So you're acknowledging, okay, today I'm not feeling as good as yesterday.
Yeah.
Why
it's
not?
just taking a moment,
Yeah.
like taking a breath. Like somebody might say to you, I don't know if you know how to do this, but like take a breather, take a breath.
Take a breath. We're actually professionals at taking a breath.
Well, you are now.
Blowing up our balloons.
After Amanda.
Yeah. Have you had anything sort of that really sticks out in your mind from a yoga class, something you did not expect whatsoever? You know, obviously when you started teaching, you were sort of jumped in the deep end, did you? Or did you do classes step by step? Or
So I started my yoga teacher training in 2019 and it was like an in-person yoga teacher training.
Yeah.
And then COVID happened in March, so we had to go online. And then we were encouraged, because you weren't allowed to meet up with anybody. You weren't allowed to be in company with anybody. So we were encouraged then to do our teacher trainings online, obviously, but like tap into other classes. Online classes, obviously. But whenever the world opened up again, I did go to this class. It was in Ballyrona Marina. It was an outdoor class and it was with Primal Air. So when I say yoga is not just yoga on the mat, like even just a breathwork session, that is yoga.
Right.
Meditation is yoga. All these things are under the same umbrella. So I went to this breathwork session at Ballyrona Marina and like I was new to breathwork. I knew yoga, but like I went to Fina and there would have been, she would have cued like I did. Fina Quinn, yeah. You'd have been breathing in and breathing out, but it wouldn't have been really deep breath work. I had no idea what I was going to. So everybody lying down on the grass on these mats. And Dean Primal Air, he was cueing these different breath works. And honestly, I just went to a different place that day. Like people tell me
Did
about...
you go to the battery or?
Well, I wasn't in the battery. I couldn't even tell you where I was. But like in the yoga world, it's funny because people have spiritual practices or they have experiences and like people will tell you that they can levitate and all sorts of things, and a lot of that stuff maybe goes over my head a lot of the time, but that day I never experienced anything like it. It was like euphoria, like with your breath. I couldn't believe it. I mean, just lying on a bit of grass in Ballyrona Marina, like outdoors, and this guy telling me how to breathe, and there was loads of people there, but I just burst out bawling and crying at the end of it. It was just like a release of emotion or something. And like I know yoga can do that, but the breath, it just was I was just
the fumes coming off the rock.
Completely knocked back by it. That was probably one of the. It was strange at the time. Now I understand that it's not strange.
Yeah,
I just went a wee bit
deeper. You have this in your own classes. People will just
very often now. I think as we have a wee community now in our in like our yoga world where you
it's
get
a big community getting.
It is, and like people come in and they're so comfortable with you, which is a great thing. Like I had a lady in the class the other night and I could see that she was tearing up in relaxation. You can just see it a mile off. And she tried to escape to go out, and I was like, I'm not letting you go. So I called her back and I was like, everything okay? And as I got talking to her and she started to like tell bits of her story, like this lady's been with me 2 years, and we've had personal conversations, but never did I know to the extent of what she had been dealing with outside of that room.
Yeah.
So yeah, the emotions can come to the top.
And when you say, bringing it back to yourself and Ballyronan, after all that, you feel brilliant.
It took a day or two. Like I had a really bad headache the day after. I remember that much. And then maybe the day after that, I just felt like really light and
But was
released.
It wasn't sad tears?
I don't know. I can't explain it. It was just like
completely new.
It was as if, like I use the analogy of a Coke can. So if you're really, really busy and you're shaking your life up and it's just bubbles, and yoga is a wee way to kind of release that.
Yeah.
Bit
and
by
what you
bit.
did was you pulled the
What
cap
I did
clean
that
off
day
it.
was like,
You dropped a couple of Mentos in.
but like I wasn't the only one. Like there was a girl beside me who I knew, and she was the same, and the two of us were just looking at each other like, smiling because we kind of could relate to each other, but also you could just see the what in her eyes because we just didn't know what had happened.
Funny time as well after COVID and all that, and you've no idea what's going on with people.
And that might have been maybe one of the first like gatherings that I'd been to as well, so I didn't really think of it like that, but something definitely happened that day, even when you're in that breath work, like, and you have your eyes closed, but the things that you can see behind your eyelids, and I'm not saying it's people or places or whatever, like just colours, and it was unbelievable. Like I actually am getting palpitations even thinking about it. It was a release that I've never felt again.
Yeah.
Like that.
Someday.
I haven't been back to Dean since, but I do some of his online workshops. He's really good. He's based up in Derry.
I don't know him.
Breath work. You need to get him down here.
I'll get on to him.
Yeah,
you'll do an ice bath challenge. I'll talk about it.
Oh, he loves an ice bath challenge. Yeah, you get him involved.
We'll have to chat to Dean. So that's your unexpected. Your favourite yoga position?
Oh, favourite?
Yeah.
Child's pose, hands down.
What is it? Literally hands down, or is it?
Oh yeah, like you're just lying on the floor. You'll see the
That's the one,
memes
feet
or the
and hands on
memes
the
or
ground
whatever
with your bum in the air.
Gen Z's calling them now, where you're just literally, you'll see them on Instagram where you can take child pose anywhere you like, and they're like on the aisle in the shopping centre, and they've their hands down and the heads on the floor and their bums back on their heels, and they're just like, it's nearly like, have mercy on me. One of those.
I like your bowing down sort of thing.
Yeah, but you're like on the floor.
And
I'm not doing it. Do you want me to get down and do it?
I do, yeah. I think
No.
we all do.
No.
Yeah. No, it's not happening.
I don't even, after High Rocks last week, I don't even know if I could get down there, to be quite honest.
Might get down, but not get back
I mean,
up.
that's the thing.
Did you struggle for a few days after?
The next day was good crack. Let's
Probably.
just say that.
Seen you with a big pizza afterwards as well.
That was before.
Oh, was it?
That was before.
Carb loading.
Well, call it what you want.
Did you stay down for a night or two? Or?
We stayed down the night before.
Right. And then back up.
Went
You
to
went
get
to
pizza.
Dorman's. I follow
know.
your social life, you see.
And then I seen an Instagram post from somebody that was down at the rugby match, and he was in a pub, and that was very, very...
Selfish.
No, it was just like very tempting.
Uh-huh.
I went to the bar and got a gin after that.
Did you?
I'm not going to tell you who it was.
No.
But anyway.
Couldn't have been me. never been in a bar. What
You
rugby match?
never came to get your wee band.
Yeah, you're very entitled, by the way, as well. Ireland are currently playing right now, and this
I
is
know.
the first match I've missed in a
My
very,
friend's
very
at
long
it,
time.
Michelle. She's there.
She's down at it. I hope they're hammering them at the minute. Favourite post-yoga brunch dish? We said this already, did we?
Yeah.
No,
Probably.
you
It
said
has to be
favourite dish.
shakshuka.
It has to
Yeah.
be. Shakshuka's good.
100%.
isn't it? I like that wee bit of spice off it.
You like the what?
The wee bit of spice. You know, the wee bit of spice.
What's deadly?
Have you tried the huevos rotos?
Haven't tried that yet, no.
No.
I can't even say it. How do you
No,
say it?
Huevos rotos.
Right, okay.
That's good as well. But anyway, I think that's us near enough there. Anyway, but thank you very much for coming along. Thank you to all
Thank
the
you for
listeners.
having me.
I encourage everybody to keep an eye on Yogi Diaries and Yogi events, see if there's something coming up, and especially another one for all the men, because men will not go to it. Give it a go. It's good crack. You'll get to see. I think it's a fair deal that if anybody signs up using the code Splash Chats, you'll do the downward facing dog for 20 minutes.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much, folks.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Cheers.
How'd that go?
That was good.
Yeah.
That was good crack.